Y'all, today I'm showing you an ice machine. An ice machine is something that everybody wants in their garage, but everybody's scared to spend the money on. Well, I've got a Vevor right here, and this thing is really cool for a really good price. Y'all stick around and we'll get with it. Truth be told, Vevor reached out to me and asked me to review a pool pump. And as I was not in the need for a pool pump, I looked around their website and I found this ice machine. And they were kind enough to send it out to me to do a review on it. So today I'm going to talk about it. Now this guy right now is only about $300. Now when you look into an ice machine, a commercial ice machine, or even a name brand under the counter ice machine, which is what this is, you're going to spend a lot of money. So for a $300 ice maker, I was very skeptical and didn't exactly know what to expect. This thing's only got a 22-pound capacity, but it's supposed to make 100 pounds of ice in a 24-hour period. So a little machine like this is perfect for a soft ice chest. If you want to make a soft ice chest to go out, sit by your pool, or if you just want to go do whatever it is you do with a soft ice chest, this is perfect for something like that. The bin is just about full. Let's see how much ice will actually go into this Arctic 20 can backpack. Now I don't have anything in it, it's empty. I really do like the cube size of the ice on this pretty low setting. I've emptied the ice maker, and this 20-pack cooler, this Arctic cooler, is just about full. If I had any drinks in it, this would have done more than enough. And this ice will last me all day. Now, if you want to fill up a larger ice chest, like I've got a Tundra 65, a Yeti Tundra 65. Now, something like that will take me a full day to fill up. If I start in the morning, let's say I want to use it Saturday during the day, and I want a full ice chest of ice. Friday morning, I would start filling it, let the bin empty, and then fill it again, and within a few times, you'll have it full, and it won't be a big issue. Now, if you're just going to pack some drinks and some food, some beer to go out for the weekend in a 65-quart ice chest, just one time, this thing really makes enough ice to go ahead and keep everything cold for the weekend. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this thing. The pros of it, obviously, are it is a budget machine, and for $300, it's really hard to beat. Now, this one, you can see I haven't removed this blue plastic that's covering the stainless yet. It is a stainless steel appliance, but I've got it in my garage, and I know this stuff is a pain to peel off, so I just left it there. I'm gonna go ahead and peel off some of this blue coating for you guys and show you that it really does have a nice stainless finish on it. I know it's gonna be a pain whenever they crease all the metal and fold it. Just makes it that much harder to get everything off. You can see it does have a nice brushed finish, stainless look to it. Now with all the creases and where the metal folds over, it's going to be really time consuming to get it off, but it can be done. But I wish they would have just pulled that off before they bent all these pieces and cut it, because it's going to be quite time consuming to get all of this blue off. But it's working really well. You can see the blue light on the inside, the water's running down, it's freezing, and that's how it works. But let me give you the cons of this thing, what I've found so far with it. When I received the machine, the water pump on the inside that causes the water to run down over the ice maker itself wasn't working. So I removed the back of it And I went through the control box and I found a loose connection on that water pump, or that solenoid, I should say. It's not a pump, it's a solenoid that opens and closes. So I plugged that in and I knew I had found the issue. It was no big deal. It may have shaken loose during shipping or whatever, or maybe they just don't have really good quality control. I'm not sure, but I plugged it in and it started to work. Now, just recently, I left on a 2-week trip to go tour the country, my wife and I in my camper. And I got a call from my son that said my ice machine was leaking all over. And I'm like, man, what's going on? Just turn it off, unplug it. So that's what he did. And just now today, I'm getting to look at it. I had to pull it back, cover back off. And what I found is in the drain line. Now, this thing's just a gravity-fed drain. But in the drain line, inside the machine, they had made a loop. And what was happening, I believe, is that loop was filling up with ice cold water because it's just draining out the bottom of the machine. I live here in South Louisiana. It's extremely humid and extremely hot right now. I'm talking 98, 99 degrees with a feels like temperature above 110, and we usually have 80 to 90% humidity. So I think what was happening was that cold water was sitting in that little U shape in the drain line, and it was condensating, and it was condensating a lot to where it looked like the machine was leaking. But today I removed that, I pulled that loop out, and I believe I have solved the problem. Let's take a closer look at this thing. We'll look at the insides. I'll show you how I connected it. You can see here the water just running down, and that's how it freezes. You can see the blue LED. Now, I had a water line coming down here to a faucet outside my home, so I just added a T, added the fitting. Down here at the bottom, I just cut a hole into the side of my house and ran the drain line out. With those two issues I had with it, I'm not sure if it's a quality control thing or if maybe something happened during shipping or whatever, but I think I was able to resolve the issues. So I think anybody with a little bit of knowledge and a screwdriver basically wouldn't have an issue with this machine. I think for the price, for $300, it's really hard to beat. Now, this is not a machine that you're gonna fill up large ice chests with to store ice, you know, for days on end. But to pack an ice chest for a weekend or a day trip with a soft ice chest, I think this is a really good way to go. It's been great around here. I got my little pool outside, and I'll build a little ice chest to go sit outside just so I don't have to come in and out wetting the floor up and everything. And it really works great for that. I have also used it to ice down my Yeti Tundra to fill up and ice down a lot of drinks. And it does it really well. It does make ice really quickly. Now, here on the front, there's some very simple controls. There's a power button, there's a plus and a minus, and it goes from -8 to +8. And what that does is increase the thickness of your ice. So if you set it down to -8, it'll make really thin ice, and it'll make it really quickly. Now, I keep it set, let's see, on about -2 or 3. And what that does is it drops ice about every 8 minutes. Now, I wish it was late enough in the day for a good margarita right now. We'll have to settle for some ice water. But here is the ice. I'll make a mess. This is set on -2. And for the most part, it does break up when it falls in. It's thin enough. Now, you can set it really thick where it won't fall apart. But I like it to kind of fall apart as it goes in. And this is in a garage. This is not an air-conditioned space. So it's making ice relatively quickly. It will fill this whole bin up in just a few hours. It really is efficient. It does well. There are a few issues with it. I don't want to hide that from anybody. But I think it's a really good option for an everyday man out there that needs an ice machine, that's been wanting an ice machine, but doesn't want to spend thousands of dollars on one. Guys, it's a really good little product if you can get past the flaws. If not, look somewhere else. But it was really easy to fix the issues it had with it, and it's working very well, producing ice very quickly. Guys, I hope you liked the video. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm always doing some cool reviews. I'm sure I got something out there that you would enjoy watching. And until next time, I'll see y'all on Everyday Man.